I I I clearly do not spend enough time online, or maybe I do. Maybe I spend too much. I don't think I'm online that much, but I did not realize quite how dire the state of the internet is right now compared to my youth. I look back and the internet used to be quite a fun place. There was a lot of people using it and a lot of personalities, and it felt like everybody who used the internet, and I'm talking like 15 years ago. So yeah, I sound like one of those old people who's like, back in my day. Well, do you know what? Back in my day, it was better. It absolutely was. Sorry, my dog. My dog just walked in, decided to burp, and then clap. Uh, Back in my day, the internet was better. People had personality and they were genuine about it. Like, people said how they felt, they shared their opinions, and kind of unapologetically so, kind of problematic lots of the time. Was it worse than now? Probably the same. But people were authentic. And then, I don't know, life got harder and we monetized everything. And so, weirdly, now there is like a pressure on all of us to try and like monetize our lives, our hobbies, our interests. Like, I'm so sick of hearing the phrase side hustle. Side hustle. Oh, like, can we stop with the hustling? When, like, when do we just get the feeling back where we can feel like comfortable not being insanely productive all the time? I watched one video earlier on YouTube thumbnails, and now my entire like homepage or whatever it's called is full of like how to be a YouTuber in 2026 and what you should be doing if you want to make any form of content. Like, if you know, that there is this structure that you have to adhere to if you want to contribute to the big virtual sphere that we are this close to literally living inside of. And if you want to fit in, you have to be doing these things. Like, I am so tired of being hooked, of like having to be hooked watching something, and somebody's like so all over the place and has to be super engaging, and it's so false. It's like people who make YouTube videos pretending to be like a TV presenter, and they're like, oh, hello, today we're going to be looking at painting a wall because painting a wall is so exciting. I can't. Is this life real? And like, do I am I crazy for thinking that we're crazy for like accepting this level of dysfunction? I spoke to somebody earlier who must have been about 45, and we were talking about nature, and he did not understand the concept that trees, it's only a concept, the reality, he did not understand the reality that trees are alive and that it's problematic to just cut them down. And I know this is such a weird tangent, so you don't even have to be here, but it doesn't make any sense. Like, adults not understanding, even at a basic level, how our planet, the one that we literally are on top of, how it works, even as like an idea, even as like an inkling somewhere. People don't understand it. My younger brother, who is 15, gets like grossed out if he gets a bit of dirt on his hands. My hands are filthy all the time. My hands are in mud all the time. I don't know. I don't know what's going on with life. And I feel so alienated. Like, I am crazy for feeling sad about like land being obliterated and like mutilated for housing development. Like I told somebody the other day that I got like physically upset. Like I cried when I went for a walk and saw that an entire area near me had been bulldozed, trees just gone. Like I just one tree left in this field of mud. It looked like a wasteland. It looked like something out of a horror movie, so that people can have houses to live on. And I know that housing is really important, but do you know how many unoccupied houses there are in the UK that nobody lives in? Like suitable housing. And do you know how many people don't have houses to live in who would love to live in a house? And rather than fixing that problem, we're just destroying the environment. Like everything is just a mess. I thought I would just make a weird little video because whilst I make videos that I enjoy making that nobody watches, I thought I might make a video that I'm not enjoying making and that nobody can watch, so it doesn't actually impact my life, really. I kind of want to have something to look back on. Like I used to make YouTube videos like 15 years ago, whenever it was, and I was quite popular on YouTube. I was partnered, I was making some money. You won't be able to find me, my channel is gone. But I used to do that, and I just used to do this kind of thing. I would just make videos and talk, and that kind of I don't know, it gave me something. I made a space, and it was kind of mine. I don't think the world works like that anymore. Obviously it doesn't work the way I think it should work, but I actually want to be able to look back on something, almost a bit like a diary. So if this would be like entry one, I want to say that this week has been catastrophically forked, and I am questioning my place on this planet more than I think I ever have. And I'm not at a point where I no longer want to participate at all, but I'm really starting to understand why people who are maybe physically healthy would be considering getting on an aeroplane to that country that begins with S, because what is there for us anymore? Like I look back at my life and I think I've spent my entire life feeling like an alien. And like, don't get me wrong, there is so much trauma in my life, but I've always been weird, and I've always felt things so deeply, and I've always over intellectualized and struggled to feel, even though I feel things so intensely. And like people have intentionally tried to humiliate me throughout a lot of my life for feeling. Like it is so hard sometimes to be open about the way you feel. Like I cry all the time. I have so many feelings, and sometimes that's happy, sometimes it's other things, but I don't know. I just have never met anybody. If anybody sees that thing that just flew, it like, I know that somebody will see that. If anyone even watched this, they would see that and be like, oh, it's a spirit, it's dust, or it was a gnat, because winter and houseplants, it doesn't really matter what kind of substrate you put them in, there will always be at least one fungus gnat. And I understand that is a watering problem, but it's really hard to deal with that in winter when you windows closed, that kind of thing. Well, what was I just saying? I don't know, probably something about being a weird kid and just finding things hard. And that was it. I've never met anybody else in my life who is like me. I don't think I've ever spoken or engaged with somebody else where I have felt truly understood and seen. And like, is that weird? Like, don't get me wrong, I feel like I can connect to my partner and we can talk and we can do all those things, and the like partners do, and that works. And but I mean, like, my spirit, my soul, whatever it is in me, I don't feel like I've ever met somebody that feels like almost holding a mirror up, where you feel so understood to like your very core, that it kind of is affirming in a way that you are not this kind of anomaly. Like the coding went wrong. I was gonna say wrong. The coding went wrong, and you're like the blip. Like the blip that needs to be like backspace deleted. That's how I feel. Anyway, my whole thing was that I want to start. I want to make some videos so I have something to look back on, so I can have it like a diary where I can see what things were like for me. So this is like 5 days into March, and so much has happened, and it sucks. And I'm just going to put it on record that I don't understand the world. I don't understand people anymore, and why we are all so willing to live in a virtual world. Don't get me wrong, I avoid people. It's almost like a fundamental practice now, but I also desperately crave connection, in case you can't tell. And even my dog, I don't even know if you can hear that, but even he is having a hard time. But first 5 days of March, awful. I want to change so much about my life, but I think I actually need to change the whole planet first. So I wonder what the rest of March will bring. Peace out.